It's the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Finish Strong Friday. It is a Picks Friday. It is a Winners Friday. And it is presented by DraftKings. Hopefully, you guys were all winners yesterday on the American Thanksgiving holiday. Those of you in America, I guess, who celebrated, hopefully you guys had an absolutely awesome day. As I mentioned yesterday, we are incredibly thankful and appreciative for each and every one of you and wishing you an unbelievable holiday season, especially the winners.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
People like Chris in Duncan. He's the Spread the Word winner. He just tweeted and included at Ross Tucker NFL, at Fezzik Sports, and at Ross Tucker Pod, talking about how he won a picks against the spread contest last week, thanks to Even Money, and he gets some type of fancy vacation hotel stay. Awesome, Chris. That's a nice way to spread the word. We already retweeted that. Thank you very much. We love things that we can retweet with you guys talking about how much you enjoy the show. Just changes up our feed a little bit, shows some different things, some appreciation that you guys have for what we do. So love it. Let me know if you want to sign press pass or card or picture, whatever you want. The YouTube shout out winner, Gregory Roy. Gregory subscribed to youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. And then he made a comment saying, you forgot to say the Minnesota Vikings when you were doing the power rankings. My bad, Gregory. Thank you for calling me out on that earlier in the week. That little YouTube comment got you an epic cameo style video for whoever you want. People hire me to do these all the time over at Cameo. I love that you get them for free just by giving a YouTube shout out. And I am giving a Madden giveaway this week because we did get an order from myfrontpagestory.com, the coolest, most unique gift you can give any loved one for any reason. Bill Heckerman. Bill, congratulations, man. I need your address. You need to tell me if you're PlayStation or Xbox. I will ship you out one of the 2 remaining Maddens I have. Good for you, man. You earned it. You deserve it. And whoever you got that gift for, they will absolutely love that framed story from myfrontpagestory.com. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
All right, Ross, the Lions remain winless and the Raiders win in overtime. Thoughts on the first 2 Thanksgiving Day NFL games?
Right, and just to peel back the curtain a little bit here for you guys, since it looks different if you're watching on YouTube, I just got back to my hotel from calling the Cowboys Raiders overtime game, which was awesome. I've got a crazy early flight, and so Brian and I decided to do it this way. So it's halftime of Bills-Saints. I will include my Bills-Saints breakdown on Monday's Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Currently 10-0 Bills at halftime. Just going to give you the Lions and the Bears. The Bears win 16-14. Jared Goff actually completed a bunch of passes, but it was primarily dink and dunk. Ironically, Bri, other than the 2 touchdown passes to Josh Reynolds and TJ Hawkinson, the Lions really struggled without DeAndre Swift, who hurt his shoulder and left the game. Bears also lost Roquan Smith. So the Bears are without their starting quarterback Fields, their best wide receiver Allen Robinson, their best interior D lineman Akeem Hicks, their best edge rusher Khalil Mack, and then their best linebacker Roquan Smith. I thought Andy Dalton, considering the circumstances, actually played pretty well. He threw for over 300 yards. Darnell Mooney had a good game. He got the Jimmy Graham touchdown. A lot of flags in that game. Not as many as in my game, but a lot of flags in that game. Robert Quinn had played a big game. The craziest part of the game might have been the end when the Bears went on a 8-minute drive, 18 plays, 69 yards to kick the game-winning field goal and win 16-14. The Lions, yet again, aren't able to get their first win. They lose in heartbreaking fashion. They had an end of the game fiasco with timeouts, and it was bad, really bad for the Lions. As for my game, pretty awesome, pretty incredible, except for the penalties. So let's start with the press box food. Bri, I posted the videos to, I think, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ross Tucker NFL, so people can check it out. Simply the best press box food spread I've ever been a part of. They had a carving station of carved ham, honey glazed ham, and ribeye. Just ridiculous. Then they had all the regular Thanksgiving stuff, but they also had a fall harvest salad and this like quinoa grain salad that was delicious, ham and bacon club, but then they had the turkey. They had the mac and cheese. They had the mashed potatoes. They had a ridiculous amount of desserts. I'm not a big cake and pie guy, but Dave Pash, my play-by-play guy, said that the pecan pie was amazing. I primarily had the candy, but then my dessert was I went back for seconds of the glazed ham and just had 3 more slices of glazed ham with spicy mustard. Unbelievable. Then, and by the way, I took the harvest salad and several slices of turkey. That's what I had at halftime. I had that salad stash for halftime, which was amazing. After the game, black chips, whatever those black or purple chips are called, with guac and a Revolver beer. Delicious. They have Miller Lite and Revolver beer in the I could stay in the press box all night. Incredible. A+. Cowboys lost on the field. They won in the press box. So major bummer, Bri, that it literally was a 4-hour plus game, Bri. 4 hours. There were 28 penalties, 276 yards. It went into overtime. Deshaun Jackson was a big factor in the game. First drive, he had a touchdown. The Cowboys' answer was Zeke, but they missed the extra point. And that came back to haunt them, missing the extra point. There were all kinds of penalties on Anthony Brown. I mean, Anthony Brown killed the Cowboys. They didn't even try to throw it at Trayvon Diggs. They targeted Anthony Brown all game long, and it was brutal. He had so many penalties, led to more field goals. But then, Dak made a couple plays into the first half, 17-13. Both Darren Waller and Carl Nassib got hurt for the Raiders. So the Raiders scored 36 points without by far their best skill guy in Darren Waller. There was a fight. 2 guys got ejected for a fight. More penalties led to a Mariota touchdown. So the Raiders are up 24-13. You're like, oh, okay. But then Tony Pollard takes a kickoff return back to the house. Raiders get a field goal. Dak heated up on the game-tying drive. Unbelievable throws to Gallup and to Schultz. 30-30. Then in overtime, Micah Parsons has a tackle for loss and a sack on back-to-back plays. But on 3rd and forever, yet another pass interference on Anthony Brown leads to the game-winning field goal for the Raiders. Really felt as if they called too many penalties. I would have liked to have seen them let them play more, but it's also on the players to adjust when you see that they're calling everything. They did not do a good job adjusting. Clearly, the Cowboys didn't. The bullseye was on Anthony Brown. It's a huge win for the Raiders after losing 3 in a row. It's a bad loss for the Cowboys. They're 3rd in 4 games. Kind of interesting that we are wrapping up Thanksgiving, and I'm here to tell you about something already on Christmas, thanks to Crocs. Yes, I'm wearing Crocs right now. I think I might take these little gibbets things out and give them to my daughters, but I wear Crocs 95% of the time because the rubber. I don't know what if it's special rubber or whatever. I've got sandals, I've got clogs. I really like the slides. I'm rocking the slides right now. It's like a perma massage on my feet. That's what it is. And it just helps my joints so much. Plus, Crocs is teamed up with DraftKings. You draft the best lineup and a slice of 10 G's could be yours across 3 different contests. Just enter on game day and see just how well your lineups stack up against the competition. At the end of the game, winners will be paid out cold, hard cash based on fantasy score. Visit DraftKings.com/Crocs on Saturday, December 25th, Christmas. There's a couple games. We hope your future is full of comfort and possibly full of money. Learn more at DraftKings.com/Crocs. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
Okay, Ross, let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Indianapolis Colts.
So I think the Bucs will win, but I think it's a really close competitive game. Ultimately, because it's a close competitive game, because it's a game that comes down to the end, I like Tom Brady and the Bucs over Carson Wentz and the Colts. It's really that simple, right? I mean, in a close game late, I've got more faith that Brady will make the play, the critical play, and not the critical error. And I feel the opposite way about Wentz, which, by the way, is why that position happens to be vitally, vitally important. I think it's an awesome game. I'll be curious to see how well the Bucs do stuffing that Colts run. Stuffing, Thanksgiving, get it? And Jonathan Taylor. Ultimately, though, I think it's an awesome game. I think it's honestly one of the games of the day. I'll go 24-23 Bucs.
All right, moving on. The Jets at the Houston Texans.
I'm taking the Texans to win back-to-back games. I mean, we know Zach Wilson will be getting the start for the Jets. That doesn't make me feel like they have more of a chance to win. I mean, Joe Flacco actually played pretty decent last week. Joe Flacco probably gives them a better chance to win right now than Zach Wilson. Listen, in all sincerity, I hope Zach Wilson comes out and plays awesome. I like when there's more good quarterbacks. I think it's more fun for the NFL and for me and for all of us. I hope the Jets have a good young quarterback, but I haven't seen that yet. And now Michael Carter's out. I like the Texans to win back-to-back games with my man Tyrod Taylor. I will say Texans. I don't think there's very many points in this one. Texans 23, Jets 16.
Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants.
So we talked about it on Wednesday, the decision of the Giants to move on from Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator. That throws a little bit of an unknown into this game. That makes it a little bit, I don't know. Because Freddie Kitchens, it affects the preparation for the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't know what Freddie Kitchens is going to do, how he's going to use these players. So it adds a layer of intrigue to this one. And a lot of times after there's a firing like this, it seems like there's a short-term boost. Everybody's like, oh, man, we better play. They're making changes here. We better come out and win. So I feel like this game will be even closer than I thought originally. I'll still take the Birds. I'll still take the Eagles to win the game just because of how well they've been playing. But I think it's closer than I would have thought if Garrett was there, primarily because of the unknown of what Freddie Kitchens will do and the short-term boost that teams get when there's a firing sometimes. So I'll say Giants defense is pretty solid. I'll say Eagles 23, Giants 20 in a really good game.
Carolina Panthers are at the Miami Dolphins.
They are. The Dolphins are on a roll. I think the Dolphins have won what? 3 games in a row or something? You know who else is on a roll? Those of you that overcome the odds, rewrite the playbook, deliver under pressure. The MVPs of small business lead their teams to victory all year long. Visa is proud to provide playmakers everywhere with more tools to help grow their business and help them achieve even greater success. Because the more people we can empower, the more we all win. Visa, a network working for everyone. Who's working for everyone in this matchup with the Dolphins and the Panthers? So I've gone back and forth on this one. Ultimately, I saw enough from Cam last week that I think the Panthers win. I just don't think the Dolphins, I mean, I know that this is not like expert analysis, but I also know the way the NFL works. And I don't believe that the Dolphins are good enough to win 4 games in a row. You know, they've been winning. They deserve credit, but they're not exactly facing world beater teams, although the Ravens win was impressive. I think Cam will play even better this week, and I think the Panthers need the win. I guess the Dolphins are not out of the mix, but I like the Panthers to win the ball game. I think it's a good game again. I think we're in store for a lot of nice 1:00 games. Let's go Carolina. It's interesting, by the way, that Carolina's 5-6, Miami's 4-7. You don't feel that way, but that's the truth. But I think Carolina gets this one on the road, and I think it's 20-13. Not many points for the Dolphins. I think Carolina's defense shuts them down. They're just a little offensively challenged. So 20-13, Carolina.
Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots, and I'm looking forward to some clam chowder this weekend.
Oh, Bri, I'm jealous. That clam chowder is legit. I haven't done a Patriots game yet this year. Maybe in the playoffs I'll end up being up there. But the clam chowder, get yourself some chowder, Bri. Get yourself some chowder. You know, I would like to do a show where we just rank United States accents, like and try to do our best to do them. That would be a funny show because obviously there'd be a we would sound terrible. It'd be pathetic, but that's what makes it funny. That's what makes it good. So I think the Patriots will win. As you heard on the Even Money podcast, I like the Titans and the points. I think it's a close, competitive game. I don't think Vrabel's team is going to lose to the Texans and then get blown out by the Patriots. I think this ends up being, I feel like I keep saying this with every game, but it's true. I'd be surprised if we don't get a lot of really close, competitive games. I'm going New England 24, Tennessee 20. And that's a little higher scoring than I think it'll be. I think it's actually 20-17 Patriots. Get yourself some chowder, Bri.
Will do. Steelers at the Bengals.
So yet another game that I personally think is like a field goal game either way. The Steelers are getting a lot of their boys back. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Guys like TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Joe Hayden. The boys are back in town. So, you know what? People don't like when I sing. Some people don't like when I sing. Sorry. I get excited. I'm giddy. I'm happy. I like my life. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to be a miserable. I'm going to be an excitable person. Life's more fun that way. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Bengals, but I really think this is a coin flip game. I really think this is a lower scoring coin flip game. I feel like I'm saying the same score for most games. 23-20 Bengals. But as you heard on the Even Money podcast, I absolutely like the Steelers with the points, getting their three of their defensive studs back. I'm surprised by the betting line on that one.
The Atlanta Falcons at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You know what's interesting? So far, no doggies and no survivor picks. This is like a rarity, Britato Chip. We don't do this very often. I like the Falcons to win the game. I mean, who knows? But I'm not. The Falcons have been terrible the last couple times out. Not good, obviously. But I'm also not going to pick the Jaguars to beat the Falcons. I'm not picking Trevor Lawrence the way he's playing right now to beat Matt Ryan. I just can't do it. So I'll go with the Falcons. They're getting a little healthier. They played on a Thursday night, so they got 10 days to heal up, prepare for this game. They've lost a couple in a row. I think they bounce back. I think Matty Ice takes care of business. Let's go. Atlanta. Jacksonville's defense is pretty decent. So let's go Atlanta 23, the Jags 17. 23-17 Atlanta, who they're still favored in the game, so it's not a doggy situation.
Sorry. Chargers at the Broncos.
Wow, Bri. That I sensed your sarcasm there. I felt that. I really felt that. Chargers, Broncos. I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers win the game. The Broncos locking up the receivers. That provides some goodwill, certainly, in the locker room and amongst the organization. And the Broncos coming off a bye, I think they bounced back after that bad loss to the Eagles. But I just think that the Chargers are a better team. I think Herbert's a better quarterback. Gigantic game for both teams. Give me the Chargers. Go, Chargers, go. Give me the Chargers 24-20. 24-20 Chargers.
The Los Angeles Rams are in Green Bay taking on the Packers.
Right, probably the game of the day. The game a lot of people will have their eyes focused on, and rightfully so. Should be a terrific game. How about this? The Rams are underdogs. They're getting a point, which means we are about 30 seconds to a minute and a half away from the favorite part of Brian's week, when he gets to let the doggies out. Because I think the Rams are going to win. Coming off a bye, Packers are just too beat up. They're just too beat up. Now you lose Elton Jenkins, torn ACL, your best O-lineman with David Bakhtiari out. Too much. Now you got a refreshed Rams front, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, etc., against a beat-up Packers front. I think the Rams have put some more stuff in for Odell Beckham Jr. I think the Rams win this football game. Not by a lot. It's kind of hard to blow out the artist known as Aaron Rodgers. So I'll go Rams. I haven't really checked the weather, but I'll go Rams. Rams 28, Packers 27. Do it, Bri. Do it.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
The Vikings are at the 49ers.
The Minnesota Vikings, yes, they are. And it's incredible to me. This might be one of the best weeks I've ever seen in terms of good games, close games. At least I'm anticipating close spreads. I just think all these games are like field goal type of games. I'm going to take the 49ers. Even though they haven't been great at home, they're playing at home. They have kind of figured out their formula with running the football. The Vikings are good. I do think the Niners pass rush has sort of come alive and will be able to get after Kirk Cousins. And I don't know that the Vikings will do a great job stopping the vaunted Niners rushing attack that appears in a rhythm with Debo in there. So let's go 49ers in an awesome football game. 27-24 Niners.
Sunday Night Football, Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens.
That is the game that I will be at. So I will drive down Sunday afternoon after the Eagles game, after I do Eagles pregame. And you know what? I'm going to feel really good on that drive because everything I need for my car ever is available at AutoZone. If you're like me and you're kind of a today person and you want to get what you need ASAP, then you can order online and pick it up fast with their free same-day store pickup. Or if you're also like me and you don't like having to go to the store and you can wait till the next day because you prepare, you look ahead, you think about what you might need, like I also do, then you can go to AutoZone.com with free next day delivery, even as late as 10 p.m. Every car is different. That means every car job is too. That's why AutoZone offers you more ways to shop your way. So the next time you're starting a job on your car, start it by shopping your way at AutoZone.com with their free same-day pickup and free next-day delivery. Get in the zone, AutoZone. So I also think Browns-Ravens, toss-up game, field goal. I like the Ravens, though. Getting Lamar Jackson back, playing at home. Baker Mayfield has been very inconsistent. He's very beat up, hasn't played well enough. Lamar Jackson, for the most part, played pretty darn well this year. Maybe the Miami Dolphins game notwithstanding. And I think he'll be eager to bounce back from not playing last week against the Bears. I like the Ravens. Gosh, I hate to say this. I guess, Bri, your best survivor picks, if you didn't use any of the Thanksgiving teams, would probably be maybe the Patriots and the Ravens. It is slim pickings for the survivor picks. Really slim. I have a pretty good, I think Baltimore wins the game for a bunch of different reasons. So I'll go Baltimore. I think it's a good game. 24, 27, 20, something like that. And yeah, man, I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. Let the lock them up.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
All right, let's finish it up. Monday Night Football, the Seattle Seahawks at the Washington Football Team.
It will be interesting, by the way, to see whether or not the Ravens have the crab cake at halftime. They always have good food, pretty darn good food. So they do Italian a lot, like chicken parm and stuffed shells. That's like a Baltimore staple for whatever reason. So looking forward to seeing what they have Sunday night. As for the Seahawks and Washington, I like the Washington Football Team. You know, it's kind of hard to believe I'm taking the Washington Football Team over the Seahawks. I'm taking Heineke over Russell Wilson, but that's what I'm doing. I got to go by what I've seen. Seahawks, bad last 2 weeks. Washington, good last 2 weeks. I'm going to predict that to continue until proven otherwise. Give me Washington low-scoring game. I'm saying, man, I'm going to go 19-16. Washington wins the game. I'm going to wish all of you a terrific weekend. I hope it's awesome for you and yours. Shout-outs are in order always. Pizza Boy Brewing, Sporticulture, Vision Comics with an X, HumanHeadNYC.com, SteakhouseSports.com. And a reminder, tomorrow I'll be doing the Houston Cougars at the Yukon Huskies game, noon on CBS Sports Network. Houston's top 20 in the country. So second time this year I got to call a game of the top 20 team in the country. I did Wake Forest earlier in the year. And then on Sunday, as you know, Ravens-Browns. If you're driving around Sunday, driving back from somewhere, or you can always listen like on Sirius XM or NFL Game Pass, you want to hear your boy, go ahead and do it. And you can listen to any of the other shows the rest of the day today, tomorrow, Sunday. I think we're done here.
Thanks for listening to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also subscribe to the Fantasy Feast, Even Money, Business of Sports, and College Draft. All available at Apple Podcasts, rosstucker.com, or wherever podcasts can be found.
A lot of times on the show, I mentioned DraftKings. Here's what you need to know. You got to be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. By the way, if what I was talking about included a deposit bonus, doesn't always, sometimes it does. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough, and deposit bonuses are paid out in site credit.